What if I told you that Ferrari has just uncovered data that explains why Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion, has been wrestling with his car like a rookie driver? What if the SF25 is so fundamentally wrong for Hamilton's driving style that he's been forced to rewire his racing instincts just to stay competitive? And what if this discovery could either save Ferrari's championship dreams or destroy them completely by 2026? The telemetry doesn't lie, and what Ferrari's engineers found buried in the data is both fascinating and deeply alarming. Hamilton himself has admitted something that should send shockwaves through the F1 world. The SF25 sometimes feels alien to him. Think about that for a moment. This is a driver who has built his entire career on an almost telepathic connection with his machinery, on reading cars like a second skin. Yet here he is, describing his own Ferrari as alien. The evidence is everywhere. At Hungary and Spa, Hamilton was left lapped and humiliated, looking like a shadow of the driver who dominated at Mercedes. But then came Monza, a drive from 10th to 6th that proved he could still fight, even with a car that refuses to bend to his will. Ferrari's engineers have been poring over the data, comparing Hamilton's telemetry directly with Charles Leclerc's. What they've discovered tells the story of two completely different relationships with the same car. Leclerc can impose himself on the SF25, late braking, throwing the nose into corners, using aggressive throttle inputs to snap the car back into line. It's sharp, instinctive, and perfectly matched to how this Ferrari was conceived. Hamilton, he's having to fight every single lap. His steering inputs show constant micro adjustments. His braking patterns reveal a driver compensating rather than commanding. Where there should be seamless throttle transitions, there are hesitations. This isn't just about pace, it's about watching one of the greatest drivers of all time being forced to sacrifice the fluidity and finesse that made him unstoppable. But here's what makes this discovery truly shocking. If Hamilton is already fighting for top 6 finishes in a car that feels fundamentally wrong, what could he achieve in a Ferrari that actually suits his style? You might think this is simply a matter of adaptation. After all, every driver faces challenges when switching teams. Hamilton has shown he can learn. His recovery from those early season disasters proves his resilience. The Tifosi have embraced him completely, giving him strength through their devotion. He's spoken of the goosebumps leaving the garage at Monza, of red flags stretching endlessly across grandstands. But Ferrari's data reveals this runs far deeper than adaptation issues. Hamilton has always thrived on flow, on carrying momentum through corners, on dancing with the car rather than forcing it. He's never been a driver who fights his machinery, he massages it into submission. The SF25 doesn't dance. It demands sharpness that breaks the rhythm he's relied on for 2 decades. This creates a fundamental problem that no amount of setup changes can fix. Every lap becomes a battle between Hamilton's natural instincts and the car's character. The traces show extra brake pressure as he tries to control the rear. Throttle hesitations where normally there would be seamless flow. Steering corrections that speak of a man containing a car rather than commanding it. Team principal Fred Vasseur has recognized both the problem and the opportunity. He's admitted that Hamilton has surprised him with how quickly he's forged a bond with the fans, but he's also been clear that podiums in 2025 are expected, not optional. The truly worrying part? If Ferrari don't solve this now, this alien problem could carry straight into 2026, when new regulations give them their first real chance in nearly 2 decades to end their title drought. Here's the revelation that changes everything. Ferrari has finally identified that they cannot just build another car in the Leclerc mold and hope Hamilton will bend to it. They need to fundamentally recalibrate their design philosophy. The shock inside Maranello isn't just about the data, it's the realization that they have one of the greatest drivers in history, but they're asking him to blunt his greatest weapon just to make their car work. Hamilton's instinct has always been his superpower, yet right now he's being forced to ignore those instincts on every single lap. This explains Hamilton's admission that this season has been volatile, with dramatic swings between despair and progress. But it also explains something else: his determination to embrace the roller coaster rather than let it break him. He's choosing to live in the present, to savor every moment with Ferrari because he knows this is a rare adventure. The telemetry comparison with Leclerc reveals the true scale of the mismatch. While Leclerc can rotate the car sharply and use bursts of throttle to snap it back into line, Hamilton is trying to maintain harmony between tires and balance. Two completely different philosophies, but only one is suited to the SF25's character. But here's the twist that could change everything. Ferrari's shocking discovery might be exactly what saves them. By identifying the alien problem now, Ferrari has time to prevent it from poisoning their future. The 2026 regulation changes represent a blank sheet of paper, a chance to design a car that doesn't force Hamilton to abandon the instincts that made him a legend. Vasseur understands the stakes. He stopped expecting Hamilton to adapt endlessly to a car that wasn't made for him. The team must stop hesitating on strategy, like they did with the missed undercut on George Russell. They must create a machine that blends Leclerc's sharpness with Hamilton's flow. The irony is stunning. If Hamilton feels alien now and is already fighting for top 6 finishes, imagine what happens the day he feels at one with his Ferrari. The data suggests that day could change everything about Formula One's future balance of power. For Hamilton personally, this revelation is bittersweet. He knows he's not showing his best, but he's also proving that even in this compromised state, he's still climbing, still fighting. The question for Ferrari is whether they'll seize this moment of clarity or let it slip away. The evidence points to a crossroads that will define both Hamilton's legacy and Ferrari's championship hopes. Can they really build a car that unleashes both drivers' potential? Will 2026 finally be the year Ferrari gets it right? And if they do, could we be looking at the most dominant Ferrari pairing in decades? The data has revealed the problem. Now we wait to see if Ferrari has the courage to completely reshape their philosophy, because if they get it right, the Hamilton we haven't seen yet might be the most dangerous version of all. What do you think Ferrari should prioritize? Adapting Hamilton to their philosophy or rebuilding their approach around his legendary instincts? Let me know in the comments below.